Okay, I had to use my iCam. Like I said, on my iPhone 15 Pro, sometimes when I try to upload from it through Windows 11 to YouTube, they abandon it. So I'm going to redo this anyway. I want to talk to people that want to come on YouTube and do YouTube vlogs. You got to ask yourself why. Why do you want to do it? Is it, just for the heck of it, so you can look at this later on? It's a great way for you to start a channel, especially a married couple, and you just get married and you have your wedding and all that. You can come back when 30 years later, that Google won't be around then. It'll be somebody else. But I think YouTube probably will be named something else. I don't know. I want to talk about YouTube and how to be a success. People, they come on YouTube and they do this, do that. When you are a YouTube creator and you're seriously thinking about wanting to be monetized by YouTube, the first thing you got to think of is content. Okay? Unfortunately, about everything that is content on YouTube has been done. I was trying to think of something unique and I can't. Now, my channel is primarily an adult channel. It'll never be successful. YouTube will remove it and I'll have to start another one. Do you know how many emails I've had to use? And the problem is you have to use your phone number. So I don't know. Eventually I'll have to just abandon YouTube, being a YouTube creator altogether. Adult channels, guys, you're never going to get 15, 20 million subscribers. You're never going to be monetized that much. Do like me, just do it for the heck of it, just to have fun. Now, when it comes to a business, the first thing you have to understand is, what is a business? Okay? And I always say that about everywhere has community colleges. With a community college, what you need to do is take some business classes. Talk to your instructors. A lot of times the people that are teaching these business classes have been in business or have a business. There is something, I can't remember, in Charlotte. I went to this when I started my business in mobile auto detailing. I can't remember what it was. You can go to meetings with other business people and you can share ideas and talk with each other and find out ways that you can grow your business, thus grow your YouTube channel. When I see someone like Jordan Matter is an incredibly talented photographer. And he started out doing that. He began to build his channel over the years, but he has put money into his channel. He has a crew working for him. Udi has a crew working for him. For me, I started out as an entrepreneur, starting an auto detailing business. At that time, there was big money to be made in it. A buddy and I, we would trade off jobs. He would call me up and says, "I'm getting behind. Can you come out and do these 2 cars for me?" Sure. And I'll be doing something. I'll go, "Dude, can you come out and do these couple of cars for me?" Not a problem. We were just friends in the field of auto detailing. When I first started my business, I did have a plan. And my plan was to try to get into affluent people in Charlotte. Okay, and those are the people that basically drive Ferraris, Lamborghinis. They have highly successful cars. They would have me come out and detail them for them. Now, when you're detailing a highly expensive car, it's a lot different than going to a person's house and detailing a Toyota Corolla. So, I mean, I learned techniques and things not to do on a $300,000 car. With my business, I realized too that I needed to do radio personalities. John Boy and Billy, here in Charlotte, I did their cars. And they mentioned me on their radio program. Yeah, we had this guy, Mobile Glove Detailing. He came out and he did a great job on my car. Man, I tell you what, my wife loved it. And you see, like I said, when you're doing this, you're trying to get exposure. If you're a YouTuber, social influencer, okay, that means Twitch, Discord, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and there's others. VK is another one. And there's another one, I can't remember what it is. But become a social influencer. And get known. Get known. Now, let me tell you about my mobile auto detailing business. I started out doing pretty well. I was bringing in about $1,000 to $1,500 a week to start off doing cars. But you got to understand there was expenses there that came out of that money. But I was doing very well, and my ex-wife at the time was surprised how successful I was. Doing dealerships, I did that. The problem with dealerships is they don't want to pay you much money, and they want to give you too much work. But I did dealerships because I needed to basically take care of my family, my wife and my daughter. What I learned, and I can say this now, what I learned, and you can have fun, is that I would go up to a female. Girls would call me up and say, I have a car that is my joy. I've worked hard to buy it. Can you come up and clean it up for me? And I'd tell you what I'll do for you. My normal rate was $125 for a full detail. I told her I'll come out and I'll clean it all up for you, vacuum it, and have it looking spick and span. If you can give me just $60 cash, that'll be a special. They would give me cash, tax-free, dudes. I didn't pay a dime on taxes at all. I didn't claim it. And I remember it was fun days back then. We would go to a fish camp, and I would treat my wife and little girl to all-you-can-eat fish at a fish camp. And I'd pay it from the cash that I got. I love my business. I love being in business. What my ex-wife did not know is that I spent a lot of time. There were days that I would be sitting at my desk doing nothing but paperwork. That's all I do is paperwork all the time. And it'd be done on spreadsheets. And I'd be doing this by hand, writing it on spreadsheets. I finally got smart and bought a program to put it in the computer. And that was back when Windows was at its very early infant stage. It might have been... No! Yeah. It was. It was at its infant stage. I was thinking about something else. So, with my business, I came across Detail Plus, and I became very interested in it. It's a state-of-the-art detailing business. State-of-the-art, guys. And I told my wife about it, I said, I'm really interested in this. I think we need to check this out. So we drive to Atlanta, Georgia to meet with this guy at a hotel. He bought us dinner, lunch, everything. And I sat down. Oh, no, that's right. It was they were presenting it to a group of people. That's what it was. And we went to that to sit to listen to them talking about Detail Plus, how you can make money and this and that. And I was excited because Charlotte, North Carolina, it's 2025. They do not have a premier detail center in Charlotte. And we don't. 2025. After this was all over, a guy told me, he came up and he sat down and talked to me. He said, I know a little bit about you because I researched you on the internet and I found your website and the pictures of the work that you did on cars for different people. And he said, what you did with that fun bus at WBTV, all by yourself? I said, yeah. And they thought it was going to take how long? I said, they figured it'd take a week. It took me 5 hours to do the entire bus. He said, that is absolutely most amazing thing. He said, you're a good fit for Detail Plus. And this is what we're going to tell you. And he went through this whole plan with my wife sitting there listening. I was pumped, guys. I was excited, guys. I was ready to... I could see myself living in that big house, driving a fancy car, wearing fancy clothes, buying my wife a big diamond ring. I had all these aspirations and dreams. So he's telling me what I need to do, the amount of money I have to put into it. Obviously, they're not doing it for free. It's a franchise type. Detail Plus is like a franchise. You buy into the franchise. They'll come out, find the land, build it for you. And then they actually interview and hire employees for you. They did it all. All that you did basically is just be the owner of the business, and you would go out there and pretty much oversee it. I get back home, I can't tell you guys just how pumped and how excited I was. Highly excited. And my wife could see my excitement. And I told her, I said, honey, I think we need to go to the bank and look into getting a loan and getting started with this. And my wife looked at me and she said, no, I don't think so. It's too much of a risk. Guys, let me explain something to you. If you're afraid to take a risk towards a business, you've already lost before you begun. Risk-taking is what makes millionaires. I looked at my wife and I said, honey, this is something I really want to do. I just don't think so. I'm sorry, she says to me. Within a week later, she tells me she wants me to sell my business. Now, what my point is that I did not have a woman in my life to basically support me in my dreams, to build up into my entrepreneurship and be a millionaire. She just wasn't. That wasn't in her making. She forced me, basically told me, either you sell your business or I'll divorce you. My daughter was young. My life, we had a house and all that. I didn't want a divorce. So I sold my business, took a huge loss on my business, a huge loss. So as I said, when it comes to YouTube, you have to think along the lines of your content. Is it marketable? Are you going to build an audience for your channel? The other thing you have to do is to talk to banks and become good friends with banks. Good buddies with them. Banks are there to help you, and they will help you. You look at any person that's an entrepreneur that has made a bunch of money, tons and tons of money, they did so by taking out loans. Okay, that's how they do it. And they're not afraid to take risk. You take a risk and you fail, that's okay. Go in another direction. Now, on YouTube, they tell you to do this, this, and this. What you need to understand that it is like having a baby. It takes a long time for it to grow. Never give up. Jim Valvano's speech, the most amazing speech I ever heard. Never, ever, ever give up. Never, ever give up. North Carolina State basketball team, the Cinderella team, wins the NCAA basketball tournament. I'll start getting tears in my eyes because I adored Jim Valvano. This man was an amazing coach, an amazing motivational speaker. When he said don't give up, that's what I'm telling you. Never give up on your dream. You're young. You establish good credit. Make friends with people that are successful in business. As I've always said, to be a winner, you have to associate with winners. You have to associate with winners. The last thing that I want to say is that it is my hope and my dream that you will succeed. And like I said, you can become a millionaire. People going, I don't think I'll ever be a millionaire. There's no way I can do that. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is about Bree. I got downstairs, they brought us some stuff. An organization, a church, today is Sunday, right? Yeah. After Sunday, they brought in a lot of food for us here. And, I live in a senior citizens disabled building, and I'm at the point in my life that physically I'm not doing as well as I used to do. And I have said that I anticipate in the next 4 or 5 years dying. It's okay. I'm not afraid to die. But my goal is to help people to understand. Oh, brie. I'm sorry. I forgot about the brie. With brie cheese, you have to leave it out for about 2 hours. I've got it sitting out right now. I won't even be able to eat it until 6 o'clock, and it's 10 after 4 now. Because brie has to soften up. And once it's softened up, it is really, really good. So, guys, as I said, what you need to do is to sit down and ask yourself why. The second thing you need to do is goal setting. What goals do you want to work towards? The steps for each goal that you're going to reach. The third thing you're going to do is to establish good credit. Okay, I'll tell everybody this. If you're going to be a success, you're going to have to ask for loans. That's all there is to it. You got to get loans. And you got to be able to pay those loans back. Every single person that has become millionaires as entrepreneurs have taken risk, lost, but yet they have more wins, and they take out a hell of a lot of loans. And that's just pretty much all I've got to say. Guys, hang in there, never ever give up.